Partial bed bath, face, arm, hand, and underarm. For this skill, you're only performing a partial bed bath, meaning we're only washing the parts that we say we're going to wash. That's the face, hand, arm, and underarm. Make sure during this skill that you keep your resident covered with their privacy blanket. Also, when washing the face, we don't use soap. Good morning, Mrs. Robinson. My name is Katrina. I'm going to be your CNA today. I'm going to give you a bed bath, but first let me wash my hands. I'm going to give you a little privacy as well. I'm going to be working on that side of the bed, so let me go ahead and raise this side rail for your safety. I'm going to gather my supplies. I need a barrier for my bedside supplies. We need about 5 to 6 washcloths for the bath. You need a new resident gown because you'll be changing her gown. You also need a dry towel to dry her and to place under her arm for a barrier. You need your privacy blanket, soap, and your basin. So now that we've gotten our supplies, we can go ahead and put our barrier down to make sure we don't get the table wet during the bath. So we'll put that on our bedside table. So we'll put the things down in the order in which we need them. We'll put the gown on the bottom, our washcloths, barrier towel for her arm, and then her privacy blanket on top. Now I can fill my basin with comfortable water. Okay, so turn our water on, make sure that it's warm enough for the bath, but not too hot for your resident. We also want to test this to make sure that it's comfortable enough for our resident, so we're going to use the inside of our wrist as a gauge. Now we're ready to start. We can use our bedside table near where we'll be working, so we'll just move that along with our hamper over to this side. We want to cover our resident with a privacy blanket so that we'll have an area to work with. We can fan fold her cover down now as well. For the purpose of your skills test, you won't be given a full bath. You'll just be doing a partial bed bath. Now that we've gotten her covered, we can let our bed up to working level. And help her to remove her gown. Let me help you get your gown off, okay? You want to roll over a little bit for me so I can untie it? There we go. Okay. Remember, you have to remove the entire gown, not just take an arm out. You can hold on to this if you like at the top. Okay, keeping her covered, we're removing the gown from under the privacy blanket. Careful not to touch your uniform when removing the blanket. Now, a common question is, do you need gloves for this skill? Gloves are not required for your state certification exam. Now you can place the towel under her arm as a barrier. Okay, I'm going to put this under your arm so we don't get your bed wet. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with the inner eye and work outward. Then we'll flip this over to the other side, inner eye out. Now we can wash from the forehead down. Do the same on the opposite side. Then you get the crusties out of her nose. Next, you take your dry towel and you're just going to pat her face dry, the same way that you did before. Discard this in the linen hamper. First towel, you don't have to make leaves with this, just make sure you have enough soap to wash. We'll lather this up. And we're going to wash her arm. So we're going on the outside, inside, bottom. Then you're going to wash her hands. Make sure you wash the palms very good. Wash the back of her hands in between her fingers. Discard of this in your linen hamper. Now we're going to rinse the same way we wash the arm. So we're on the outside, inside, under there. Rinse her palms, the back of her hand, in between her fingers. Discard this in the linen hamper. Now we're going to wash her underarm. You'll put soap on the towel again, lather, and you'll wash her underarm. Discard this into your linen hamper. Last towel is your rinse towel. You're going to rinse her underarm. Discard this in the linen hamper. Okay, so now we can use her barrier towel to dry her underarm. You can also dry her arm with the same towel, moving down. You can dry her hands this way. Make sure you get in between her fingers. Discard this in your linen hamper. Okay, so now we have to put on a new gown. This is part of the skill. You're going to unfold the gown and place it over your resident, over the privacy blanket. Okay, let me help you put your arm in here. There you go. You can pull it down as you get her dressed because we want to maintain privacy for our residents. Let me put your other arm in here, okay? Very good. Now that we've gotten her gown on, we can pull the privacy blanket down. Discard that in the linen hamper. You can pull her covers back up now. I'm going to roll you over so I can tie your gown, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay? You can roll back over now. I'm going to straighten her covers up. Now I can let the bed back down because I'm done working. Is that comfortable for you?
Yes.
Now we're going to take our supplies and return them. We'll have to rinse, dry, and return our equipment and discard of this barrier. Okay, now we can discard our barrier. Pour our water out and rinse and dry our equipment. And we can return our equipment to storage. Now that we're done with our bath, Ms. Robinson, I'm going to let your curtain back, let your rail down. You comfortable? You need anything?
No.
Okay. Here's your call light. If you do, give me a call. I'm washing my hands and I'm done.